last month has not been kind to Sony. Sure, Astro Bot was a massive success, but that alone hasn't been able to drown out all of the negative press that Sony has been getting. Concord shut down a mere 2 weeks after launch, costing Sony hundreds of millions of dollars. The PS5 Pro was announced, but not only is it an upgrade not worth caring about, but it's insanely overpriced. And most recently, God of War Ragnarok finally launched on PC, but it's been getting slammed with negative reviews since it forces you to log into a PlayStation account in order to play it. Sony really needs a win, and with this state of play, it's the perfect opportunity for Sony to finally get one. So did they? The State of Play started out with free DLC for Astrobot. 5 new online speedrun levels are being introduced, which I think is a welcome addition to the game. I loved trying to make my way through the Lost Void levels in Astrobot as quickly as possible. There are 10 new bots to rescue as well. The DLC will be releasing later this fall, so we won't have to wait long for the update either. So you know what? Sony kicked off the State of Play with a solid trailer. Did they keep up that momentum though? After that, there were a handful of other announcements that looked pretty cool, but honestly, I wasn't really interested in them. I always feel bad in these situations because I'm sure that someone out there is really interested in those games, and I'm sure that the game developers put their hearts and souls into those games, but I just don't really care all that much. A game I did care about though was Palworld. The viral sensation is finally making its way over to the PS5, and it's making its way over today, which is great. Admittedly, I haven't given it a try yet, but I've been meaning to do it for a while, so this is honestly the perfect opportunity to do it, especially now that Palworld is in the news for being sued by Nintendo. Next up, 2 RPGs from the original PlayStation were announced to be returning, which is pretty cool. I love it when older games are given some love and made available to more people. If I'm being honest, I don't really see myself playing those games that were announced anytime soon, but it's always great when a game is made available to more people, so I'm not complaining. There was some extensive footage of Dragon Age the Veilguard, which looked awesome. A lot of people in the chat were complaining about it, and I do kind of understand why. The game is coming out pretty soon, so I get why people would want more reveal trailers than extensive looks at games we already know about, but I really liked the footage for Dragon Age the Veilguard. I knew absolutely nothing about the game, but thanks to that trailer, the game's now on my radar, so I think that the extensive look was completely worth it. The next trailer got me really excited. It was a trailer for the latest DLC pack for Alan Wake 2. Now, I haven't played Alan Wake or Alan Wake 2, I've been meaning to play those games for a while, but I have played Control, and it looks really connected to Control, so I'm gonna have to get my rear in gear and play the Alan Wake games, because that story looks pretty interesting. The next game that caught my eye was Dynasty Warriors Origins. I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game, but I have played the Hyrule Warriors games, which are basically just Dynasty Warriors games and their take on The Legend of Zelda. Just like Dragon Age the Veilguard, I don't think I even knew that the new Dynasty Warriors game existed. But the trailer looked amazing, so I definitely know it exists now. The trailer gave us the release date, so I'm really excited to check it out when the game finally releases. And next up, guess who called it? We got some Monster Hunter footage. If I'm being so honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan, but I haven't spent too much time trying out the games, so who knows? Maybe if I try it out again, I'll be a fan. I understand how big of a franchise Monster Hunter is though, so I appreciated the fact that we got some more footage of Monster Hunter Wilds. The graphics looked amazing, the story looked pretty cool, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of the gameplay, I still thought it looked cool. They finally announced the Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster that leaked not too long ago, which, I mean, come on, this is just plain stupid. The game did not need a remaster. Of all the games they could have remastered, it had to be Horizon Zero Dawn. What about Bloodborne? People have been begging for a Bloodborne remaster, and yet you decided to remaster Horizon Zero Dawn, which already looks and runs great? At least you can upgrade to the remaster for $10 if you already own the game, but holy crap, that remaster was such a waste of resources. Stellar Blade got an update with a Nier Automata collaboration, which is really cool. I haven't played Stellar Blade, but Nier Automata is one of my favorite games of all time, so hey, that's a pretty cool collab right there. I definitely need to try Stellar Blade because when it was announced, a lot of people were making comparisons to Nier, saying that it was basically just a brand new Nier Automata. So yeah, I definitely gotta try it out sometime. The soundtrack for Stellar Blade is also available on music streaming services now, which I think is awesome. I love it when game soundtracks are made available to more people because in a lot of situations, they aren't. And hey, you know we're living in the right timeline when we get some quality time with Mark Cerny. This dude could narrate an economics textbook and it would still be the most entertaining thing I have ever heard. I just love his voice. He gave a little spiel about the PS5 Pro and the games that will be enhanced, but I'm still not sold on it. First of all, the worst place to showcase visual improvements is a compressed video stream where such high graphical fidelity will not be shown. Second of all, the difference in graphical fidelity between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro is so minor that I almost certainly will not notice it when I'm actually playing the games and I'm in the heat of the moment. And all that for $700? Absolutely not, man. You know it's bad when not even Mark Cerny can sell me on it. The State of Play pulled an insane 180 after that, though. Ghost of Tsushima is getting a brand new game next year called Ghost of Yotei, if I pronounced that right. Just like most of the games I've talked about, I still need to play Ghost of Tsushima, but it's still awesome to see the game get a sequel. Sony really needs some more quality first-party titles that are exclusive to the PS5, so it was awesome to see this game get announced. It was an amazing way to end the show. After the show ended though, I kind of thought about things more, and although this entire video I've been talking about all the cool things, with the exception of Horizon Zero Dawn's remaster, honestly, the show was kind of mid. It definitely could have used some more first-party games. A remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn is not at all what we needed. I love that we're getting Ghost of Yotei and DLC for Astrobot, but I feel like it's kind of concerning how we don't have all that many big, brand new games on the horizon. Sure, there's the Horizon Lego game, which is pretty cool, but that's not exclusive to PlayStation. You can play that on the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I love that there's going to be DLC for Astrobot, but it's not like that's the equivalent of a brand new release. I'm sure I'll get a good amount of time out of it, but still, not that much. The third-party lineup was really good. Don't get me wrong, I have absolutely no complaints there. But I'm walking away from this State of Play feeling like Sony really needs to get their rear in gear. I thought that with the announcement of the PS5 Pro and the 30th anniversary of PlayStation, Sony would announce at least a handful of brand new big first-party titles that are exclusive to PS5. I thought they'd give us more reasons to buy the PS5. A lot of people are complaining about the $700 price tag for the PS5 Pro, so they should give me games that make me want to spend $700 on the PS5 Pro. Give me first-party games that look amazing, first-party games with fun gameplay, first-party games that make me think, holy crap, I need to go buy a PS5. Sure, I already have a PS5, but what about the people that don't? And what about people like me who have a PS5 but aren't sold on the PS5 Pro? Now is the perfect time to announce games that would sell me on the PS5 Pro, and it hurts me physically that Sony didn't do that. They just want me to shell out $700 for a PS5 Pro with no games to play on it? It just doesn't make sense. So while I'm highly satisfied with the third-party support we got at the State of Play, Sony came up kinda lacking. And honestly, the future for PlayStation is looking bleaker by the day, man. Hopefully things improve, but if I'm being honest, I'm not gonna hold my breath.